Welcome back to Grafting Dragon Fruit. It's Richard, and I'm going to be harvesting a dragon fruit variety named Diego's Desert King. And before we start, I just want to let you know that I started a comprehensive dragon fruit course to teach and help you grow dragon fruit successfully. You'll learn everything you need to know to grow, care for, and harvest dragon fruit from A to Z. Whether you're just starting out or have been growing for a while, this course is great and open for all levels. We'll dive into each step from the basics of dragon fruits and move into more advanced topics like grafting, building trellises, or maximizing your harvest. I'll personally guide you and answer any questions you may have on your journey. There's going to be monthly live calls, unlimited support, lifetime updates, and many more. Join now at the link in the description and let's get started on your dragon fruit journey. So this variety was given to me by my friend Diego, and I've been trying the fruits throughout this season, but I don't think I've talked much about it. And today when I went to go check on one of the fruits that's been ripening all through winter, it gave me a big surprise. So this is probably one of the biggest Desert King varieties or variations that I've ever seen. And during winter, the fruits don't grow too big, so it was very shocking to me to see that this one grew really huge for a Desert King variety. All of the ones that I'm used to, like the Desert King that I already have or the DK16, they grow a little bit smaller. So to see this size of a variation seedling of a Desert King was shocking to me. And I just wanted to share that with you guys, show you what it looks like once I harvest it, and then even take it in to weigh it and then do a taste test on it as well. So if you guys are ready, I'm gonna go ahead and go back here and grab that Desert King, okay? So you guys see that I have a brush in my hand, of course my pruning scissors here to cut it off, and it does have spikes, but once they ripen, it does fall off very easy. So those little spikes or thorns that you see on the fruit, you can use a brush or even a napkin if you don't have one, and just gently brush it over and it'll fall right off. So like I said, this Desert King here, the Diego Desert King is the name of the variety, has been ripening all through the winter. So it didn't really change in color. And now that we are finally in springtime, it's getting warmer. And as you can see, there's a lot of sunlight. We're getting more hours of sunlight. It's starting to change color and ripen quicker and quicker. So during the winter time, I didn't know when it was gonna be ripening, so I didn't even come out to check on it most of the times. But one day when I was doing my maintenance, I finally saw it and it just blew my mind. So excited to harvest it today for you guys. All right, so as you can see, it was hiding back here. So if I'm tending to my garden, I didn't really get a chance to see it, but today I get to finally harvest it and bring it out. There are times where I've made the mistake and forgot what budded during the winter time, and I would come back and it would be too late. Sometimes the fruit would burst because there's been too much rain, or I've simply just left it on the branch for way too long. So not today. This one, I caught it just in time. It looks like it's fully ripe and perfect for the picking. So what I'm doing now, guys, is just making sure that all these thorns are off because I do not want to get poked by these thorns here. These thorns are very small and thin, so once they go in, it really sinks into your flesh. So make sure that it's all off. And for my protection, I'm also doing that, taking my time and not rushing this process. All right, here we go. So this is the only fruit that I got over the winter from Diego's Desert King. And I think this also adds to why this fruit is so big for its variety. Genetic wise, these varieties don't grow too big, but they do surprise you sometime. And here it is, you guys. Check that out. This is my brush here. This is a pretty big brush, in my opinion. And compared to that on this Desert King here, Diego's Desert King, it's a pretty good, substantial size. And I'm very happy about that. So this variety might be worth growing. And just to get the great, amazing, sweet candy-like flavor from this, I've had other growers grow this variety, tell me only good things about it, but I've never seen it get this big. So I don't know why it did that. I didn't really do much during the winter. I just let it kind of grow, do its thing, and when it was time to harvest, I had this really big one here. So very excited about that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take this inside, but before we do that, let's go check on some other varieties that's been ripening through the winter. I have Ecuador Pelora. all of those flowers and buds bloom during the winter time, and I was pollinating some of them, and some of them I was just letting it also pollinate itself. So when I did that, they did pollinate themselves. So if you guys are growing that variety, you guys don't have to worry too much about going out to pollinate, because I know during the winter time it's cold, it gets dark quicker, and sometimes you just forget to come out and pollinate them. So that was me this season, or last season. I didn't really pollinate them, but I still got some fruits from Ecuador Palora. And if you guys are growing this variety, there's a video in my channel to show you guys how, or what's the best way to grow Ecuador Palora and get them to fruit sooner, and also make them happy because they have a weaker root system. So that video talks all about that. You guys haven't checked it out yet and you're growing Ecuador Palora, go ahead and check that video out in my channel, so that way you can know how to grow Ecuador Palora the best that they can. But here are some of the fruits. This one here, it's half yellow and half green, so it's getting there, you guys. It's almost fully ripe. I would say about 2 more weeks. I think the colors will finally get more yellow because it starts to get a lot warmer. And as you can see, like these spikes here are starting to fall off pretty easily. I don't recommend doing it with your fingers, but just to show you guys, they do fall off pretty easily now. See, they're just falling off. So those are other signs that it's almost ready. And the size of the fruit is just swelling and plumping up. I call this the cone here. The cone is starting to also swell up, and it doesn't look like there's like an indent right there anymore. Like the indent is this right here, kind of sinks in. This one is just really plump. So it's looking like it's almost ready. I also have some over here, not the biggest ones because I think I didn't pollinate them, so it didn't get like fertilized or grown pretty like the way I wanted. If I came out here and did some cross pollination or even pollinated with a substantial amount of pollen, it would probably have gotten bigger. But yep, these are starting to grow nicely. Colors are finally starting to change. And if I were to say how long it took, both of these varieties, the Desert King, Diego Desert King and Ecuador Palora, took, let's see here, November all the way to March. So however long that is, I would say maybe a little bit over 6 months. It's a long time, but by the time the season even starts, you're already having fruits to enjoy. So it's pretty cool to have those winter ones where they kind of just sit during the winter and then ripe during when the season's about to begin. And by the time you're finished eating all of these fruits, there's going to be other varieties that you can start to pollinate and start budding, and then you'll have more fruits to enjoy throughout the season. Okay, so just wanted to check out on Ecuador Palora. We got our Diego's Desert King here. Let's go ahead and take this inside, weigh it, and then do a Brix score to see how sweet it is, and of course a taste test. I'm inside now with Diego's Desert King and ready to start all of the testing. So super excited. Hopefully you guys are too. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So first of all, I just want to do a weight test on it to see how heavy it is. Because yeah, look at you guys. Look, this is my scale. This scale is pretty big, bigger than normal. And just look at the size of that thing, okay? Let me go ahead and turn this on. Love this new fruit scale of mine. It weighs it in all metrics and even tells me if I wanted to sell any fruits in the future, how much it would cost by the weight. So pretty cool fruit scale here. All right, I can't really see from my side, so let me just stand up. So we have 11.5 ounces. So 11.5 ounces, a little bit over half a pound. And let's change it in grams to see how much it is in grams. We have 326 grams. Wow. I don't know what the average size is for a Desert King, but I know it's not this big usually. I think it would be probably in like the 112 grams, maybe. Biggest I've seen is probably 200 grams. So having it in the 326 gram mark is pretty incredible in my opinion. So Diego's Desert King does have potential to grow very large. And just keep in mind, this was the only fruit that I had, so that could contribute to how and why it got so big. Also, it was grown during the winter, so fruits normally don't grow that big during winter. So that was also another surprising factor that just kind of shocked me once I saw how big it was. So 11.5 ounces and 326 grams. Okay, so I finally get to use all of these Brix refractometers side by side for you guys to see. So I have, this one was the one that I've been using for all of my taste testing and Brix score testing. And this one is a little bit pricey. for you guys, you know, you're not growing dragon fruit as seriously, or if you're just someone that is just curious and having fun with growing dragon fruit on how sweet your dragon fruit is, there are other price ranges of this Brix refractometer that you guys can get. So I'm gonna try all of them side by side, so that way you can see how similar or how accurate each one is, and if they're pretty close in range, I would just go with the cheapest one to fit your budget, or if you guys just want something fancy and have the expensive one, or mid-range or lower price one, you guys can decide that based on your budget or what you guys want to do. So I'll leave all of this stuff here in my description, so if you're interested, you can always check it out and purchase the one that fits your budget. So I'm going to just go over some price ranges and talk a little bit about them so you guys can have an idea to make your decision. This one is the Atago one. This is a brand that Japanese people use, and you know, Japanese people over there, they don't mess around with any of their stuff, like growing fruits, testing anything, and even their foods. Foods in Japan is very, very delicious. So this one ran me about, when I bought it, it was about $280 to $300, but I just checked the price on this now. This Atago Brix refractometer now is only $260. So this one here, $260. You're probably like, Richard, you're crazy for buying something that just tests the sugar for $260. But at that time, I didn't know anything else but that. So that's why I bought it. But then I started looking around more and I found these. So this one here is $40. This one is only $40, and I think it does the same thing. All it does is tests the Brix score, which is the percentage of sugar that's in your fruits. So this one is $40. And if you think that's still too expensive, this one here is only $33. And they're called Brix refractometers. Again, I'll leave in my description. You guys can check all of them out, compare them yourself, and see which one you guys would like. But now let's cut into the Diego's Desert King. Check out how beautiful that flesh is. And then we'll test these Brix refractometers to see how accurate and close in range they are, and see if this is something you would also like to add. To me, it's always fun. I like experimenting and playing, and I do all this so then you guys have the information. So if you guys don't even want one, that's fine, because I will eventually still Brix refract them myself, get the scores for you guys, and you guys just have to watch the video and you'll get an idea of how sweet a variety is. But sometimes I don't have that variety. It's nice to have, so you can test it on your fruits on your own. And it's pretty cool too, because you can test it on many other things. It doesn't just have to be dragon fruit. All right, let's cut into the fruit and see the flesh, okay? I'm so excited. Here we go. All right, here we go. Check that out. It is juicy. I see the juices running down, dripping onto my cutting board, and that flesh color is so beautiful. It's a vibrant, kind of fuchsia mixed with magenta color, almost like a hot pink. Whatever color it is, it's very attractive to the eye, very vibrant, and you know, eyes always eat first. So this definitely pulling me in, and it makes me feel like I'm looking at some type of candy. All right, that looks beautiful, you guys. Let's go ahead now and do the Brix scores. So we're gonna do all three of them all at once and see how it is. So let me grab a spoon. That's one thing I forgot. And you guys can check out that fruit while I grab my spoon. Very beautiful fruit. Desert King has always been known to have a very high Brix score for their candy-like flavors. So I'm hoping this one is gonna, you know, have all of those factors in, which I don't doubt, because I've had it before, but I've never done any real testing on it. So hopefully it didn't change this time around, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab a chunk from here. And if I need any more, I'll just get another piece. But it's juicy. Look at all of that juice is pooling inside there already. We can actually use that juice if I had a little syringe. So let's go ahead. So the center part, you guys, is always the sweetest part. So that's why I always kind of poke at the center and get a cube in there. I have a garlic press here. This helps me press the juice out. So let's go ahead and get some juices in there. Oh yeah, very juicy. Look at that. I'm able to fill that one up. This one as well. And our last one. Wow. All right. We have all the juices that we need. Let me just center this in here, you guys. So if you're ready, let's go ahead. All I have to do now is press start. And this one needs to be turned on. So we have 22% on the $260 one, 22% on the $40 one, and this $33 one is very close. It's 21.9. It's 0.1 off. We just press it again. It might just, Brix to 22. 22. Okay, you guys, check that out. 22% is very, very sweet. It's one of those varieties where if you see 20, I get super excited and I can't wait to bite into it to see the real flavors. The Brix score just tells me how sweet it is, but the real flavor comes when you actually, bite into it and taste it yourself. But as you guys can see, a $260 one versus a $40 one and $33 one still gave me the same score. So I just wanted to show you guys this because you don't have to break the bank to get a Brix refractometer. So use this information however you guys would like. You can ball out if you want to, or if you want to be baller on a budget, go ahead and get the cheapest one because look at this, you guys. I got the exact same scores regardless the price and the brand. So it still did its job. Its main purpose is just give me a Brix score and I got exactly what it says and it all matches. So I'm very happy about that. So definitely check that out if you guys ever wanted one. So $33, it's not bad, but if you want a cool one that's just a little bit more, feel free. I'm not here to tell you guys what to buy. That's all up to you guys. Okay? I just wanted to provide that information out there, and 22% is amazing. It's really sweet. I can smell that fragrance from the Diego's Desert King already, and it just smells so good. So can't wait now to try it. Okay, I'm gonna save this one for some pictures later, so that way I can, post it on my website. If you guys haven't seen that yet, website's in the description. I do sell cuttings. Check that out. And probably save some of these seeds. And I have a membership course now. If you guys haven't checked that, you want to learn how to grow dragon fruit, get exclusive discounts and perks, and be on a priority list to get some of my varieties. Join my membership course, you guys. Everybody that's been in there has been getting my hybridized seeds and being able to get some of my dragon fruit cuttings first before I even release it to the public. So if that's something you guys are interested in, check that out. Of course, I'll leave that in the description as well. So a lot of people have been very happy. I have about 40 members in there now, and everyone's been getting gifts, cuttings, seeds, and we're eventually gonna start grafting. There's live video calls where I talk to you and I show you how to grow. And if you have any questions, you always can ask me personally and you get direct answers from me. So that's the very cool thing about that membership there, guys. So check out my course if you guys are interested. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and try this Desert King, this Diego's Desert King. All right, like I said, it's so juicy. The juices are just pooling around and just floating everywhere. And the seeds are more of a medium size. They're not too small, but they're not too big like the Ecuador Pelora, but they do look like they're bigger than some of the other varieties. So this is how I like to eat dragon fruit. I kind of just peel the skin back, gets the bite perfectly ready for me to devour. Here we go, 22%. Let's see if it tastes like 22%. Somebody help me, because that was amazing. Holy cow. It's not only super sweet, but it has a really nice tart acid to it. I'll take one more bite. If you were to ask me, I would say this is the perfect dragon fruit. Has a nice tart in the beginning, not too tarty where it makes you kind of like, make the sour face, but just enough so that it gives you like this, ooh, what is that little sourness? And then all of this rush and gush of sugar just overtakes it, and it literally tastes like you're eating some candy. It is just so sweet. The flavor is very complex and very rich. Even though it grew in the wintertime, I was expecting it to be a little bit less pronounced in flavor, not as rich or robust in flavor, but that did not disappoint me at all. Wow, definitely a keeper. I am only growing one cutting of this in my pot right now, but definitely gonna be grafting these and creating a mother pot of this because I cannot just have one. That's amazing. The flavor is, let me just take a bite. It's really hard to explain this. The closest thing I can tell you or explain how it tastes is it's very much like eating candy, like a fruity candy, like a grapey candy with maybe like a little bit of tart, like a sour grape, but a very sweet grape at the same time. Maybe a green grape and a Concord grape mixed together. Very grapey vibes to me. Let's see. Juicy. The texture of it isn't too firm, but it isn't too soft as well. So it's very, appealing to your palate. It tastes amazing. All of the mouthfeel of it is great. And of course, the juices just gushes out once you take a bite into it. And like I said, it's like eating nature's candy. I can't believe I've put off on making a taste test on this variety, Diego's Desert King, for so long. And for all the people that already grow this variety, because it's been out for a while, Diego has been sharing this cutting for quite some time now. So whoever is already growing this, then you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. This is a very, very good variety. I would say on a chart, 10 out of 10 easily. I can eat this all day. I would never complain if you ever give me this fruit to eat. And I would definitely be raving all about this once I get more fruit. And hopefully I can get some more in the future so that way I can share and show them how really good this dragon fruit is, because there's so much bad rep about dragon fruit because of the Vietnam whites, how they harvest it early, send it over here, and by the time we get to taste it, it's not as flavorful and not as sweet. But when you're growing your own dragon fruit, like this Diego Desert King here, it just tastes absolutely amazing and it's mind-blowing. You can't even believe that this is what dragon fruit tastes like. It's one of those flavors where you can't really get anywhere unless you're growing it yourself. So Diego's Desert King, wow. I'm so happy that it tastes this way, and it's been a long, long time since I've had anything that just kind of blows my mind and gives me that shock factor. And Diego's Desert King is one of those varieties that's doing that to me. It just hits every note that I want. The sweetness, 22%. The color, the vibrant candy-like color that attracts your eyes. The flavor, how it has a sweetness and a tartness to it with good contrast. That's really amazing too, because there's just so many fruits out there that is only sweet, and without that slight tart of contrast, it kind of makes you sick of it because it's kind of too sweet. But this makes you want to take another bite and another bite and another bite after your first bite. So perfectly balanced in my opinion. If you have this variety, chime in the comments and let me know what you guys think about this variety. But to me, this is amazing. I want like 10 pots of this if I had the room for it. So Diego's Desert King, amazing, amazing, amazing. I don't know what else to say, but it is amazing and delicious. It's like eating literally grape candy with that little bit of, a little bit of everything. So good. I also got a note that the seeds are also crunchy, nice, and it pops. There's no earthy taste to it once you bite into the seeds, so that's also a bonus. It's very clean tasting, very smooth, very complex, very rich in flavor, and it's literally like eating candy, like I'm telling you guys. So it's so amazing. I can't wait to let my wife and my kids try this because I know they're gonna really love this and ask me for more. So that was great. I'm glad I was able to do a taste test on this variety, Diego's Desert King. Super, super good. If it's to me, I haven't really tested for its fertility, if it's self-fertile. I've always cross-pollinated them, and these type of variety also, like the Desert Kings don't produce too much pollen, and during that time, I had frozen pollen, so I just used frozen pollen and was able to get fruit from this. I did cross-pollinate it with some frozen pollen that I had in my refrigerator, in my freezer actually. I freeze pollen for the end of the season just in case we get any like stranglers like this that pop during the winter, so I have pollen ready. So I was using frozen pollen to get this fruit. So glad it took, because I got a big Diego's Desert King. The flavors, absolutely amazing. And the Brix score, just one of those where it makes you really want it as well. So just testing this again, see what the Brix score is. And it still says 22. This one says 22.1, but we're still right in that range. So that's very good. So I'm glad you guys watched this video. If you guys enjoyed everything you guys saw here today, please give me a like because it helps me bring my channel and videos to other people who also like growing dragon fruit. And if you have any other questions about what I did today, leave it in the comments below and I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. And if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so that way you guys won't miss a single thing. And I'll see you guys in the next video of grafting dragon fruit. Peace.